Thank you. I guess it's time for me to say a few words. Please, everybody sit down. It's been a very tough day. Emotionally, I've tried to get through this all. It's a lot to comprehend, and just to be overwhelmed. And when I turned and I saw my staff working today, all the cooks and maintenance and engineers, all standing in the back of the room. You know, they know I love them. They've been with me forever, and they'll be here to support this facility long after I'm gone. And thank you for all that you do for me and for Rochester every day of your life when you enter the doors of this building. I deeply love you and appreciate you beyond all end. To the people who have come in from all over the country, it's just unbelievable. And there wasn't an easy trip in. Carol Wallace, we've been together for years. She manages the San Diego Convention Center. Came all the way across the country for this lunch today. Frank Poe and his wife Sherry. Just Frank Poe. We served as officers together as he was chair and I was moving up to chair. We had the best time. He is the ultimate Southern gentleman. And you know, me, I'm Italian. And I tend to get a little worked up. So we're seated next to each other at the board meetings and so forth. And I try to learn every day from Frank Poe how to be more of a calm gentleman and stuff. And once in a while I would look at him, I says, you know, Frank, you need to eat some more spaghetti. You know, he needed more of me, I needed more of him. And we've been great friends ever since. And for him to come up today, I want you to know it means the world to me. Suzanne Hunter from Birmingham, Alabama. We served together on the foundation as co-trustees. We love each other, and her being her just shows her faith in the foundation, which is so necessary today. Of course, the gentleman behind me, you know, Bob Hunter from the Air Canada Center, Brad Mayne, who I've known and worshiped for years, managing the MetLife Stadium, home of the Super Bowl in New Jersey. I was so proud that day. He didn't get me any tickets, you know, but I was still proud of him, you know. And you know, I was there a couple of years before that. We spent Thanksgiving in New York City. Well, my son, Anthony, decided to stay an extra day. And he calls me and says, can you get me into the Giants Green Bay Packer game? I said, you gotta be kidding me. That thing has been sold out for months. He said, well, you know that guy over there. I said, yeah, I know. So I called Brad. He answers his phone. I need 2 tickets for the game tomorrow. He says, let me know, let me see what I can do. Calls me back in a couple of minutes. Anthony and a friend of his are going to sit in the owner's suite at MetLife Stadium. You know, not regular seats, the owner's suite, with all the celebrities and stars and stuff from all over the country that attend events at the MetLife Stadium. That's what I call a true friend. I haven't taken advantage of Bob yet, but I will someday. He doesn't have too much going on up there. Jason is just, he's been so great to work with. Just, you know, you meet people through your life. And what you do and what you enjoy every day, which for me has always been working. And Jason and I worked well together. It broke my heart to have to tell him I had to not accept the post as chairman, that I wouldn't make it to Portland in July, that I could no longer serve the association. And it broke my heart, but they were there, as you see today, for me. To my wife, Carol, who has seen me through 44 years in this business, We worked together. She did the payroll, the box office. I did concessions and parking. The building manager says, this is my building. I said, well, you can't park, you can't eat, you can't get in, you can't get paid without the two of us. Go ahead and manage the building. And so she has been my great support. In the days of Rapid City, when I was building my career, and I close out a rock concert at 2 in the morning, get up at 6, get on a plane to Denver, Minneapolis, LA, New York City. I had all three elements, a convention center to sell, I had a theater, and the arena. So we met with the rock promoters, we met with Columbia artists on Broadway, bringing Broadway shows. I brought the first Broadway show to Rapid City, South Dakota. Showboat, to Rapid City. And when they sang Old Man River, I stood in the back of the auditorium that night and I cried, because it was a great accomplishment for the community of Rapid City. And so, I went there. I wasn't warmly welcomed, but over 400 people came to say goodbye when I left to come here to Rochester. I had all three cities. I had Binghamton, Rochester, and Manhattan after me at the same time. I told Carol, we're going to New York. She says, where? I said, I have no idea. And stuff, but we're going to end up somewhere in New York. And like the Three Bears story, Manhattan was too big, Binghamton was too small, Rochester was just right. Gave me the opportunity to come in here, build a building. Fran Antonelli, where are you? The worst guy in the world to do business with, Fran Antonelli, Lassesi Construction Company. Fran and I, every Friday on a construction trailer on South Avenue, would fight like cats and dogs. He's wondering where they found me, I wonder where they found him. And that went on for about 3 years, but we got the building done. It's a great building, it's a successful building. People actually believed that this was going to be a white elephant. Nobody would come to Rochester. The first group that signed a contract were on the beaches of Honolulu. The media called them and said, do you really want to come to Rochester? Took all I could to save them because they had such a terrible picture of what this community is. They've come by thousands and thousands and thousands over all these 30 years, generating jobs for hundreds and hundreds of people. Nobody realizes I employ 610 people in this building right here in Rochester. They're all great people. They all live here. They all earn their living here, and they raise their children here. How much better does that get for any convention center in this country? So, by casual thoughts, believe it or not, all those who have made the effort to come here today, I am eternally grateful. Tom Richards, Carlos Carbolano, who just honored Tom yesterday. There was nobody better. I had 6 mayors and a city manager. Nobody better than Tom Richards. He told me he was running for election because he could then tell me what to do. So nothing left but to defeat him. So we defeated him. So there's just so many great people. I don't want to go through all of them. But thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you all the IAVM people for your time and effort to be here. To my staff for standing in the back of the room, I love you eternally. I love you all. Thank you so very much. I've forgotten 2 special people in my life who are here today. Pastor Susan Schaefer. How could I do this? What happens is you write yourself notes. She and I have been together for a long time. I've been raised a Catholic, became a Lutheran, and now for the last couple of years I've been a Methodist. And so I asked her, I said, to forgive me if I do anything wrong. I keep trying to get on my knees, but there's no kneeler, and so forth. But she sees me through this time. Reverend Lawrence is also here from our church, a fabulous assistant pastor. But Susan's there day or night for me. You need to know what it means to have a strong pastor. I've had some horrible nights. Some nights where I've walked in the house crying in agony, asking Jesus just to take me now. And then I get a text. She learned how to text. And she sent me a text. I'm thinking of you right now, and I prayed for you. 3 o'clock in the morning. Where else do you find that kind of spiritual support? But from Susan Schaefer, Reverend Lawrence, and Reverend Katie. And it's stuff, 3 of the best spiritual leaders any man could have. Sarah Rogers, who heads up our foundation. She came in last Saturday for the flag ceremony at Camp Sunshine Campus. So nice. And her fiance, I believe, Martin. And you haven't got married yet, have you? In between, all right. They always got to check with these young folks, you know. And stuff. And Sarah has done a fabulous job overseeing our foundation. And it means the world to all of us to educate those who are up and coming, the Jamars. I love this young man. I've seen a lot in him. He's worked for me for 2 years at the Pier and here at the Convention Center, and I have sworn to make him my legacy to all of you in this community. He is going to be the next Joe Floreano before I leave this earth. And stuff, he's got that quality. I see it in him, and I'm going to drag it out of him if it kills me. All right? So remember that. He's a wonderful young man. I'm so proud and so happy for you to get that scholarship in my name. It means the world to me. Thank you, Sarah, for all you've done to bring all this together. I love you dearly. Please stay with the foundation. Even long after I'm gone, you know I'll be there. And I'll be pushing for you. All right? Love you. Thank you. Thank you.